Happy New Year! Welcome to the first Madlinski Olaya of 2016. Ours Blanc is a stop-motion animation made by our EBS Charlène in order to practice the papier découpé technique.
At the same time, the access between Greece and Macedonia was refused to whom was not from Syria, Iraq and Afghanistan.
Lots of people of different countries got stuck in Idomeni, waiting for the next step.
Notre rêve, c'est de partir en Europe pour une autre vie, pour une belle vie. Parce que l'Europe, il y a des hôpitaux, il y a du travail, il y a la loi, il y a tout.
Ne yapıyorsun Facebook'un anam bebeğim? Inch'Allah.
Ils sont là pour aller en Allemagne, en France, pour sauver leur famille. Aller là-bas travailler, au Maroc, il n'y a pas de travail.
Ça fait combien de temps que vous êtes ici?
4 jours. Ouais. J'ai trouvé des amis qui étaient là. À peu près 12 jours, 20 jours, 15 jours. Ils ont trouvé une frontière fermée pour les Marocains et les Iraniens. On est des Apaches. Voilà. J'ai acheté la mort à 1600 €. Du Turquie jusqu'à Lille. Ils me conduisent dans le bateau. Ils me laissent conduire le bateau. Nous, c'est nous qui conduisons le bateau, pas eux. On paye et on achète la mort et ils me laissent dans la mer.
Quand on a traversé la mer qui s'appelle Ija, la mer Ija, on a vu la mort, le Zodiac, il est comme ça là. Alors, on a dit au chauffeur, allez vite.
On a sauté dans la mer.
On a la force ici. On ne peut pas pleurer. J'ai vu des familles qui, c'est rien.
Qui noyaient.
Qui choisissent la mort ou monter dans le Zodiac. Parce qu'ils sont...
On est obligé.
Ils sont portés des armes, des pistolets.
On est obligé de monter, on est obligé. Ne peut parler.
Ne parle pas.
Mais non, des pistolets. Allez, là. 80 personnes, 85, dans un Zodiac de 5 mètres. Il y a des gens qui sont morts.
J'ai vécu la souffrance, la misère ici. Voilà, la misère. J'aimerais bien être mort mieux que d'être comme ça vivant. Voilà. Voilà, regardez-nous comment on dort. On dort comme des rats. Regardez les gens comment ils vivent. Regardez là-bas. Tout le monde souffre. Tout le monde. Regardez les jeunes. Ah, je vais. Ça sent mauvais.
Tu dors ici?
Ouais, je dors là-bas. Il n'y a pas de toilette, il n'y a pas de douche. Il nous manque beaucoup de choses.
La vie, c'est pas facile, madame.
C'est très difficile.
Je sais.
On souffre trop ici. On n'est pas des Daesh, nous. Non, on n'est pas des Daesh. On cherche la paix. On aime la vie. On n'est pas des Daesh.
Moi, c'est Bac plus 2. Je suis technicien au dessin construction métallique. Je suis là. L'avenir.
Où est l'avenir?
C'est l'avenir.
Regarde. Où est l'avenir? L'avenir ici.
La jeunesse. C'est ça la jeunesse. C'est ça la jeunesse.
Mourir de froid. Regarde la glace. Va venir la glace dans quelques jours, il va venir. Tu sais.
J'ai imaginé l'Europe, c'est le paradis. Il y a les droits de l'homme. Non. On est des virus. Il n'y a pas de droits de l'homme. C'est du cinéma. C'est du cinéma. Les États, ils sont bien comme ça. Et nous, le peuple, qu'est-ce qu'on a fait? Ils disent que le monde sans frontières. Non, non, il n'y a pas de monde sans frontières. Il n'y en a pas.
La liberté, on veut la liberté.
C'est bon.
Tous, on veut vivre avec les juifs, avec les qui ne sont pas une religion, avec les chrétiens, avec les musulmans, avec Bouddha de la Chine, on veut vivre.
Ils vont ouvrir les frontières, on espère. Mais je crois que...
Je dois Adam. J'espère, maintenant.
Je vais en Europe.
التراسة باغي يشوفوا بينا حيوط
يا سمان
كاع على راس واقف واسا كاين قد البلانة الراب ديالي باين بحال الصداع صوت البوين ملي تشوف المايك فوق الرينج اي دي جي زيد شوية في هاد الرينج فينا فوق فاتح فينا زيد فلو في عندي في ستيل ولعب فلو باركة ما فاهمة والو فد فلو
سخون انا راكي سخون
زيد فلو جاي سد كاع الافوار عام الراب شيرين الكلام يا هوبوز ماني باغي دور الصاب معانا فد البلاد البلاد صافي حبس الكلام زيد مباصي حط المايك تشوف براسي صب راسي فوق راسي نتحرك راسي جمهور معايا يلا كلشي يقول معايا صار اليونان راب عشيري معايا يا سمان زيد الصونو ضرب تأشير السحير ولا مبونو فلو اي كي نمبر اونو فضل بلان رب بشير السولو لا في مدى موبوس ما بغيتي نتابع لا بوليس غدا بولا موبوس فيني غدا نطنب على موبوس لا في مدى
In November 2015, the volunteers who are helping in Dobova camp shared with us their experiences and feelings after 10 days of work.
We had a friend who was actually volunteering in Macedonia. So he told us about a group of volunteers that were gathering together, gathering food, gathering supplies, and helping the refugees along their route. So we were actually making our way to Serbia, where we heard the situation was quite bad, but then passing through Slovenia and checking the camps here, we decided to stay for a bit and help out because the situation was quite bad here as well.
I guess in my case it's quite easy to be involved, being that I have Syrian parents, so it's easy to be called, to feel the call to help. Why? Otherwise, I have to say there is many international people here, and it's very nice to see that there are people which they are not directly connected as I am, and they're like giving their help almost 24 hours per day or 24 hours per day, and just for the sake of help, just for the sake of being human.
Because I think the media paints this as sometimes like a Middle East crisis, sometimes a European crisis, but the reality is it's a global crisis. You can be as humanitarian as you want, and it's very obvious to see the humanitarian need for this. But even if you're not a humanitarian, this is like an economic issue, it's a financial issue, it's something that's going to affect all over the world. For me personally, it is a humanitarian thing. I don't think I can, sit back and do nothing while seeing people suffer when they don't need to be suffering.
People are hungry, people are cold, people are thirsty, people need to see a doctor for XYZ reason, but they're really hungry for information. They want to know when they arrive. I can't tell you how many times I've met a refugee who said, "What country am I in?" Or, "What's going to happen to me next? How long am I going to wait here?" And if you tell someone that, guess what, you're going to have to wait here for probably about a day, and here are the resources we have, and you're not going to get put on a bus to go back to a plane to be flown back to your country that you're coming from right now, or here's a location where you can gather to meet if your family is lost so that you can reconnect. And these are the things that people want, just to understand what's going on and what's happening to them and what their future is going to hold. And they want the same things that all of us want. They want a good life for them and their family. And there are people that have bad motivation, I'm sure, among them, just like there's people among us that have bad motivation, and there's people that are doctors, and they're business owners, and there are lawyers, and they're everyone. So they're just like us.
Because the first day was so overwhelming, seeing so many people and seeing volunteers just so distressed and people kind of not knowing what's going on, that sticks in my mind. So specifically seeing like babies in the field without proper jackets, without proper blankets, and then their moms just being so desperate, like, when are we gonna leave, where are we gonna go, and nobody having any answers. I think the look of a family with a baby thinking like, did I make the wrong decision in coming here? That was probably the hardest. And knowing that they were thinking it and not being able to do anything about it.
This group of people that stay for 3 days, and I promised them to stay with them until the end of the 3 days, until they went out. And there was this family, Syrian Kurdish family, which they had this baby, and I went every day of the 3 days. We had to bring her little daughter, like 8 years old, to the hospital. And at the third day, he was like completely in crisis. You could see his face completely nervous. So I took him again to the hospital with the baby, and from the hospital they told me that there was a risk of meningitis, and he just exploded, the man. He started to cry, and he started to say it was easier to stay under ISIS. It was easy to stay under the bomb of Assad instead of seeing my daughter like that, dying in this place. And that it has been like the hardest moment. But at the same time, it has been also my happiest moment, because when we tried to deal with police in order to get them first in the bus because the daughter was not in a good condition. And then when they left with a smile and thanking, it was a nice moment as well.
I think regardless of how you feel about refugees coming into Europe or refugees moving, or how you feel about the war, or what side you stand on, I think it's important to remember that these are human beings, and we're all at some point going to be in a tough situation. Maybe not this extreme, but as global citizens, if we can lend a hand, I think this is something that we should do. I'm not saying we have to do it or anything, but whatever the reason is, or however you feel about a particular issue, that's besides the point. The point is people are coming. The point is people are leaving a place where they feel like they cannot survive. Like they either risk their lives crossing the sea and crossing by land, or they sit in their homes and wait for, a bomb to take them. And life shouldn't be like that. And if it's something that we can assist in any small way, like giving a food package, this is something to, lend a hand to humanity. You're not going to change the world by doing this, but it's one small thing. For individuals in general, like a lot of people talk about how bad the situation is and stuff, then help, do something about it, If it's for a personal reason, like you just feel frustrated about it, then come and I don't want to say you'll do this because you'll feel so great about yourself, but it's okay if you feel good about yourself in the end. Like that's one positive thing out of this, and you're doing something positive for someone else as well. So whatever you get out of it, like you don't have to feel selfish or greedy or whatever, but you're doing good, and even if it's self-fulfilling.
Our volunteer Julia made a small portrait of a kitchen organized by independent volunteers from all around the world to help in refugee camps.
In the beginning of December, Julia went to meet them in Idomeni, the border between Greece and Macedonia.
S'il vous plaît, Jésus la kitchen na border. Je suis Pixie. I'm Pixie.
You didn't write with me.
We are cooking for our refugees, our friends, for the last 10 days. Thousands of meals every day. In the morning, chai. And then we are just keep on with the food. Risotto, soups, macaroni, spaghetti, homemade food, fresh vegetables. This is our distributing section where we distribute food. There is a cooking station with fresh vegetables. There is the chopping section. You can see them chopping at the moment. Warehouse, storage for the food.
Hi, Julia.
Qu'est-ce qu'on mange pour vos amis? Irak, Iranian, Algérie, Morocco.
Ok. Tu prépares quoi?
Je prépare en arabe ou en français?
Comme tu veux.
En arabe, c'est arroz.
Ok.
En français, il faut que tajin.
For how many people?
For 5,000. 500 personnes.
How many volunteers did you see in 10 days?
Not much, not many, but they're coming like from Thessaloniki. They're coming with food, volunteers. They give us. So, how many? 30 maybe. Yeah. Greg, is it 30? 30 is correct number of volunteers. 20, 30. But we have the best possible volunteers. They are from Iran, Algeria. They help us with everything. So yeah. We have refugee volunteers. For what? They're the best.
Where are you from?
Iran.
Oh my god, this is never-ending potato!
Finish.
Bon, bon.
No. Come back.
Bon, bon. Chef de famille.
Many as they want. Okay?
My friend.
Bon, bon. Bon, bon.
Two.
Come back. Sel.
Good morning! Salam alaikum! You okay? Ça va?
حبيبي
Bibi Hayati!
3000 شايف
Ils sont trop potes au fait.
We are sleeping here with them, living with them, love them, they love us. So yeah, again, heaven and hell.
And you are with an organization?
We are no organization, we are no borders, individuals. Fuck NGOs.
Yes.
Hands up!
Basically, my job here is just to get in the way of other people. Very good at it. I've really had a lot of practice, a lot of experience.
What is the next step?
The next step is to get myself as dirty as possible.
Ariad was a refugee. Then he got the chance to go to live in Berlin.
Now he's helping refugees in the camp in Dobova. In this video, he shared with Zara his experience as an ex-refugee and as a volunteer.
I am Ariad. I am from Syria. I am Syrian refugee. I fled Syria from 1 year. Since then, I'm living in Germany, in Berlin. So I was studying dentistry in Syria, but I didn't have a chance to complete my education. So I just looked for a chance to do something. I'm living with German students. I got to know a couple of German friends, and they had this idea to come here helping people, and I was like, I want to help this because I was one of them before 1 year, you know. Packaging the food, the water, bread, sorting the clothes, and just waiting for the people to come, give them, just arrange. I'm translating Arabic, English, German, here with the people because there are really lack of translators, like especially Arabic, English. I feel really sorry when I give people like a bottle of water or just piece of bread, and they will be like sorry, and they will be really happy, and it's only bottle of water, a piece of bread, and I feel really sorry. Like I did nothing. I'm really doing nothing, and they will be really happy. And all these people, they just had homes and money, and they are not in need for a bottle of water to be happy. They need just a life. I would love all the people that to change what's going on, just to say something against the government to stop what's going on all around the world. Stop this. Because they are changing the history, they are just doing something else in this period. So just want to tell the people just to do something. Just don't be afraid and have this fear of the refugees. No, just go against the people who is doing that for the refugees, for the people. So if it's gonna change, I will really be proud. Because there are too many people who are just like seeing these people, the refugees, like really people from another world. And I want just to send a message to those people to say, we are all, let me talk about myself because I am refugee. We are all like each other, but we had different situations and we had like different governments, and we have all to feel the same feeling about what's going on. We have to feel like we all like each other. We don't fear each other. We have to help each other because this is how we can do something good.
Raul is a joyful, aspiring actor, but also an EBS in Ljubljana.
So he decided during a special evening to share his passion about Bollywood's film industry with us.
If you see any Bollywood movie, you will automatically feel, for example, in my opinion, you will automatically feel happy. So Bollywood for me is like happiness for people. That's why I want to become also Bollywood star. I have to also organize this Bollywood event that people can know something about Bollywood. Usually, most films has at least one song, but now for last 2010, 4 or 5 songs, at least one movie. For me, it's like entertainment where people can sit and they can laugh, they can forget everything, they can forget sadness about their lives, what is happening there.
love Bollywood movies, which don't necessarily contain love stories as such, and they bring out really deep topics and bring situations that could occur in real life more often. I guess I prefer such movies. I think it's more about that, just escaping from your real problems. When you see a romantic comedy, for example, in Bollywood, it's more about that.
So when I will go back India, I will definitely apply for Bollywood. Everybody wants to apply for Bollywood, but some of them special person who has a luck. So maybe I will try to my luck, you know.
Around Kershko, we asked the opinion of people about the same-sex marriage. This is the video.
Oh no, not this question, sorry.
About referendum?
Yes.
Za, proti?
Yeah.
Middle message.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
We need to work. You need to find someone else and you can ask him.
I'm very positive about it. I don't mind if gay people have children, if they are happy with it.
There are two sides of every story, so I'm open to everything. I haven't decided my mind yet, so I'm not sure, but I absolutely am for the marriage.
Tako da jaz sem sicer proti, ker mislim, da otrok potrebuje mamo in očeta.
Is it okay or not okay? It's a decision from person to person, so...
No! No.
No what?
No.
I guess he's
No.
against.
Ne podpiram tega.
You are
Slučajno.
against?
No.
I like families, but I like all people. No matter about belief, but religion, but color. My opinion is once, my husband once, and I decide I don't go.
Ja, bomo negativno. Tako ja. Pravo je tako boljše.
Za! Yes! Yes? Woo!
Ja, aber noch nicht, še ne vem kaj. Za ali ne, ali proti, ne? Ja, ne vem še točno. Bomo še videli.
Pa nič nimam proti temu, no pač, strinjam se pač, kako bo no. Ne moti me to pač glede tega, istospolni sem kaj, ne, tako da.
Pač ni pomemben za mene, pač se s tem vprašanjem ne ukvarjam.
Sorry, I'm against. I don't think it's right to, I don't know, gays to...
I won't go to a referendum. This is still for me. This is not
good.
Not good. Not
good
good
for Slovenia.
No, I don't have nothing against this. But this is silly for me. Understand? This is a stupid question because people will do what they want to do. They will have, if they want to be together, they want to be together.
I think it's very important in this world to restore the balance. Children that way doesn't know what is a role to be a woman or what to be a man. I'm not against gay couples. I love gay couples or gay friends. Doesn't matter. I'm not in that way that I wouldn't support them to be who they are, but just in the way how the children would like to grow up and know how their part in the world. So if there is a child that is know how to be a woman or how to be a man, would learn from their parents.
I have a children 1 year old, so it's important for him. Maybe he will be gay. I don't know.
The start of the new year is always the time when we ask ourselves what makes us happy.
So Maddie went around Kershko to find out what makes people happy here.
Everything. My health, definitely. If I'm healthy, I can be happy.
Najprej rojstvo sinčka, pa še poroka.
Jaz sem vesel, novo leto, obimeti tate.
Moja služba, družina, da bom zdrava, da bodo vsi moji bližnji zdravi.
If I get good grades in school, if I won't fight with my parents and my brother too much, and if I get to spend some time with my brother, my family.
My wife will make me happy, and my friends also.
Well, fixing up things that I should have done in 2015, I suppose.
Imamo velike zelenih stvari, knjižnica, Velensorjeva, to je za starejše, Uma je za starejše, ta je za mlade, tukaj je glasbena šola, prej je bil fitness, pa trgovino imamo tu še.
What can you say in French?
Je ne sais pas. Je m'appelle Marco.
Je m'appelle Francesca. And comment ça va bien? Et toi? La classe.
Bonsoir Brigitte. Thanks everybody to be here. My name is Marion. I'm French. So tonight you will eat cheese. You will drink French wine for free. And there is also crêpes. And after, in half an hour, there is this blind test music quiz. And that's it. So just enjoy and have fun. Thanks.
La France se définit avant tout par ses trois couleurs. Et le rouge. Mais surtout le blanc.
Sans déconner, ces talons, ils s'en battent les couilles, ils dansent
symbol of Eiffel Tower at all.
This is not chic.
Oui, je suis français.
Are you not French?
Viva la France! Vive la France! Vive la France!
Thank you for watching.
See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.